Hello, my name is Fiona Stanton from Feast Papercraft. Today I want to show you how you can mix the Brushos with the embossing paste that Stampin' Up do. Stampin' Up do 3 embossing pastes. They do a plain white one, then they do a silver and a shimmery. So we're going to be using the silver and the shimmery today. You need your silicone matte, and obviously you need your Brusho. I'm just going to be using the red today. Brusho comes in 5 colours: red, blue, yellow, green, red, blue, yellow, green, red, blue, yellow, and orange. Sorry, I forgot the last one. So we'll start with the shimmery white. It says shimmery white, but it is a glitter paste. It's got glitter. I know it's going to be hard for you to see. I won't do much, but it's the same consistency as the ordinary embossing paste, if you've got that one from the annual catalogue. These two are in the spring-summer catalogue. You put your paste down first. Well, it doesn't matter which way you do it, really. What you don't want to do is contaminate your pot of shimmery, of embossing paste with a Brusho. So whichever way you do it, just make sure you don't stick your knife back into the pot. So you can tap on as much or as little as you want to get the intensity of colour that you're looking for, and just mix it in. Now what I'm going to do, I am just going to spread it on here, and I'll show you what I did later on. I did create a card, and we're using red, and it's Valentine's Day, so I could have done a Valentine's card. Now obviously you can just leave it smooth like that. You can chop into it if you want to, make it a bit rough if you want some texture to it. I'm just going to leave mine smooth. You can leave peaks in there. And I also want to show you how it looks on black cards. So that was a white card, but you can do the same thing on black card. It has a slightly different look. You can see it is transparent. It shows the black underneath, but it gives you more options. I like it. I like it on the black card, and I think you can definitely see, you know, the twinkle of the glitter in there. So before this came out, we were just mixing glitter in with the ordinary paste. Just trying to clean my knife off a bit. Obviously, again, you need to make sure you clean things as soon as possible. So that's on black and on white card. You could do it on any colour card, and you can see it's going to show through, depending on how thick you lay it, the colour underneath. Now the other one I want to show you is the shimmery white. I'm going to the silver, sorry, not the shimmery white, the silver. Which is this one. I love the silver. I love the silver. It's such, look at that, gorgeous. So a clean knife. Again, whatever you do, what you don't want to do is contaminate your actual pot. So this is slightly thinner than the other embossing pastes, and I know some people have said they've had trouble getting it through the mask because it has been so thin. It's bled underneath, but I think if you just don't use too much of it, a little bit at a time, you can always build it up. Make sure you tape your masks down properly, and use the right knife. You know, this is a big, thick, spreading knife. I'd use this one rather than the thin knife. It's all about using the right tools. So I have not had too much problem with this. So that's the silver. I'm just going to spread that on the card as well. Now, like I said, you can add more colour if you want a different. But I look at that lovely peach. Now, you're never going to get the colour same twice. I'm not very good at spreading that, am I? And and obviously the less you mix it in, if you like, the more you can get a marbled effect. But there you go. And I'll just put it on the black for you as well. Use it all up. Don't point waste it. If you do have some left over, just spread it on your card, and I'll show you why in a minute. So just spread it over, you know, whatever card you have. I'll start that sentence again. So if you're using embossing paste for a project and you've mixed it up, or you can't, for some reason you can't put it back in the pot, just put it on some spare card, scrap card, and you'll be able to use it later. So let me show you. So that is, can you see that? The silver on the black. Try and find my camera, sorry. The silver on the black and the silver on the white. Okay, so I'll wash all that up later. Make sure you wash your tools fine. and I'll show you. Now you will need to leave them to dry. I left mine to dry overnight because what I'm going to do with them, I'm going to die cut with them. And you want to make sure they are properly dry before you die cut them. Wet card doesn't die cut very easily. And although you may tap it and think, oh, that's dry on top, it's actually whether the card underneath is dry for die cutting. And also what I did as well for the glitter one is I made my sandwich up for die cutting, but I layered a piece of A4 copy paper between this and my top plate, so I didn't get glitter everywhere on my top plate, because obviously then it might transfer to other projects I'm doing and I may not want glitter on them. So that's how it looks like when it's dry. I think with the silver, it's slightly, the colour slightly sinks, I think, a little bit with the silver, unless I didn't mix it up very well. So I'll show you the card that I made. Of course, pink, Valentine's Day, I made a Valentine's card. So this is a very simple card, just using die cuts. The dies are from the, let me find it, oh, I'm getting embossing paper with me, the Lots to Love box framelits. You'll find them fairly early on in the catalogue. They're with all the hearts, all the Valentine stuff, the Painted Love. I love the Painted Love DSP, which is in the catalogue. It's got this, well, you can see it's got this gold going through it, and it's got texture. I mean, it is smooth, but it's got painted texture, which is amazing. So I have done all the die cutting. You don't have to see me die cutting, because really today's tutorial is all about mixing your Brusho with embossing paste. So do that, because you will enjoy an expert, and it extends your crafty range. I'm just going to turn this over so I don't get embossing paste on my card. So I've got my card blank. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle gold embossing powder on. This will give the kind of fleckled background. You don't always need to have a medium to hold your embossing powder onto your card. It depends what you're doing. Because here we just want a light gold dusting, we're not going to bother holding it down. It does mean you have to be careful with your heat gun, otherwise you're going to blow it all away. And it does mean you have to hold your card carefully. So what I suggest you do, you lift your card up and get your heat gun underneath and emboss. Well, actually I'd heat your heat gun up a little bit. I might have to move this out of the way. I can't get my heat gun quite underneath it. Okay, and that way you won't blow the embossing powder off. And give me a few minutes just to emboss this. Oh, I don't know about you, but the first time I saw embossing, that's when I fell in love with papercraft. It's something magical, isn't it? That change, the way you change a plain bit of paper with a little bit of coloured plastic and heat. Maybe you feel the same way when it comes to stamping. And there you go, and that just gives a very, I like that kind of background, a random arty background. And you can be quite specific with it. I mean, if you've got powder there in a place you don't want it, you just don't heat it. Right, so we're going to use dimensionals. First one. So this is a heart, using the largest heart in the die set, some dimensionals, and the Painted Love DSP. I've used that DSP loads of times. Right, now I've got a second heart. This is just in Whisper White, just to go on the inside so you can write your greeting. I'm just going to put some glue on that bit and do that. Should always have your card straight in front of you so you can put things in there straight. I am terrible at putting things in straight. Probably told you that before, haven't I? Right, and then I'm just going to put dimensionals on all of these. Ready to be stuck on. But you're doing that with your embossing paste. It's a great way of using up any mixed embossing paste that you have and any scrap piece of the card that, you know, obviously they're good enough to be die cut. Okay, let's start down here. It's kind of random but in threes. Always do things in threes, they say, don't they? Bit of a little one. And I like the different effects you get from using the black card and the white card. I think it's interesting. And for some reason I didn't like the layout I did last time on the top. But hey ho. And now I also know they say you shouldn't really mix your metals, but it seems to be in trend at the moment, doesn't it? So we've got silver and gold there, and they always say you shouldn't mix, don't they? Should keep to one or the other. Don't mix your silver and your golds or your metals all together. But I've seen quite a lot of places where they are mixing, so I thought, why not? And to finish off, I'm just going to use some basic rhinestones. Green, same number. Let's put that there. Just to add that final razzmatazz. Because it is a Valentine's card. And we do like a little bit of razzmatazz when it comes to Valentine's. A little bit of sparkle and glitz. So on my blog on Monday, I did a whole load about the Painted Love DSP and some feminine Valentine's cards. I will be posting some more masculine Valentine's cards. I might have already done so already. Who knows? But there you go. That's the final card. I hope you like it. I hope you like that video. Please click like. Please go through to my shop if you want to buy anything. My name was Fiona Stanton from Feast Papercraft. Thank you very much.